Blast.
There are many phrases that describe when the end has finally arrived. They involve nails in coffins, towels being thrown, and fat ladies who sing. And whatever slang you prefer, that moment seems to have arrived for the 2025 Diamondbacks. Seems like it's time to sell off, recoup, regroup, and reset. The conclusion was right there in Tuesday's loss to the Astros, a night when Erod rose to the occasion, went toe-to-toe with one of the best pitchers in the American League, and yet the offense could squeeze only one run out of 10 hits. Their third base coach choked in a big moment. Their bullpen blew up once again, and with the game and maybe the season on the line, all we had was Jose Herrera. Now, this isn't colossal failure. This is a team that has been decimated by injuries, and unlike other eras of baseball in Arizona, they don't have to go down as one-hit wonders. They still have a future in the form of a great GM, a core of young players who are locked up well into the future, and a stadium that's going to get a much-needed makeover. But it will not be easy saying goodbye to Gino and Merrill and Zach, and you really have to wonder about the future of Torey Lovullo, once one of Arizona's rock star managers. What I won't miss is the frustrations and the coddling and the teasing that came with a baseball team that often underperformed and underachieved, a baseball team drawn to mediocrity like moth to flame, and in the end, a baseball team that simply couldn't. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
We're fighting for our lives out there, and I was proud of the way we continued to battle all the way through that last out of the game. You know, it was a hard hit ball, and they turned a terrific double play. They're a pitching and defensive type of team, especially right now with a lot of their key players out, and then they have a young player that we're making mistakes to that continues to square up the baseball, and he's made a couple really big swings that have made the difference in this game. So that's the beauty of this game, and he's doing his job, and we got to figure out a way to get him out in some crucial situations, and we haven't solved that part of the riddle yet. But I want to focus on the fight and the determination that this team has. They are going out there despite giving up some late leads and building an inning, and I thought we had a lot going on right there.
That was Torey Lovullo after last night's game. And look, you touched on it earlier in the show. Mm-hmm. It's come up during the course of this season. The level of pride and reference to the fight and determination of this team, when you look at what this team record is and where they are at this point, and on the verge of possibly trading off 4 very good / popular players, those things don't equate.
No.
That's been one of the frustrations of this season for a lot of people. And you pointed out something, and I went back and looked it up, and Gino Suarez is scheduled to join us today, either 9:15 or 9:30. Looking forward to that because he's he's the positive vibes guy. So we're going to get some positive vibes in the 9 o'clock hour. And he has been remarkable this season, and certainly on a binge that ended last night. He didn't hit a home run, and people are disappointed. The Arizona Diamondbacks have now gone 7 games without a home run hit by anybody else that's not Gino Suarez. Yep. Randall Grichuk had 2 home runs in the Friday game against the Angels in that last series before. And then every home run hit since, 7 home runs hit since have all been Suarez home runs.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And, you know, Corbin Carroll has been tripling, but he hasn't been homering. Ketel Marte hasn't done much since he's gotten back from the All-Star game and returned to the team. They become very reliant on the long ball, and now Gino's the only one providing it. It's a shame because, like I said, there have been any number of moments during the season where I really wanted to believe that the baseball team was going to kind of break out of this season-long malaise and kind of get hot. And maybe we were all kind of guided by what we saw in 2023, and maybe it was foolhardy, the idea that if you just hang on, if you just get hot at the right time, maybe you got a chance.
Yeah, but there's some merit to that.
I know. I know there is.
At any point in 2023, before the playoffs started, even with the Diamondbacks in the party, if you will, did you feel like they were a World Series team? I didn't.
No.
I go back and I say, I remember saying this team's done on more than one occasion. And they got in by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
And they got hot at the right time. And that is what complicates things. It's not as cut and dry at the trade deadline as it used to be, because all you need is an invite to the party.
Yeah.
You get the clean slate, and you can maybe make a run.
You remember that first game in Milwaukee, it was like Corbin Carroll immediately got hot to start the playoffs. Then it became the Merrill Kelly show, who was just dealing every time you gave him the ball. And then you had that lockdown bullpen, and then next thing you know, you're sweeping the Dodgers, and everyone's going nuts. And then you think the party's going to end there, and you go to South Philly and win 2 games on the road. That's going to remain one of the top 5 accomplishments in Arizona sports history. And then just like that, you're in the World Series. And so you think, yeah, it's not that difficult. Well, on paper, it can be done. We proved it. But you also have to go back and look at how ridiculously hot the team got in some aspects.
You also use the phrase lockdown bullpen.
That ain't what we got now.
No, and last week when you were on vacation, I went back and I looked at the 8-member bullpen on opening day.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of those pitchers is currently in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks.
Wow.
Kevin Ginkel and Kendall Graveman would have been, but they were hurt to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
So 0 for 8. That's how decimated they are at that position.
Yeah. Look. It's a shame because, as I said in the blast, the one unfortunate thing about the Diamondbacks, they went to the playoffs 3 times in their first 5 years as a franchise. They've been back 4 times since, and never have they stacked playoff appearances together. And I really thought that this was going to be different. And it was sort of when the Diamondbacks lost their grip in the last week of last season, and that is when all the dissatisfaction with Ketel Marte began. Mm-hmm. When he asked for that day off before that last week, we all thought, okay, that was a horrible experience. The team had to sit in that clubhouse and watch Monday baseball, not knowing whether they were going somewhere, staying home. They had to pack for a week. They might not need any of the clothes. They might not be going anywhere. Mm-hmm. And we all thought that the next time around they would not lose their grip, that they would not let that happen to them again. And they got hit with different kinds of adversity this year. And the injury issues are very, very real. But they've also underperformed to the talent that they have.
And that's it, because over the last 3 years, this team has been built to be better each year, and instead they've been worse each year.
Yeah, that's actually accurate. So, I think, and again, this is my opinion. The Diamondbacks might go out and rake today, and then sweep the Pirates and sweep the Tigers, and maybe it's different. But these last 2 games kind of feel like the verdict to me.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people were cautiously optimistic after the Cardinal series. Hey, I was one of them. But as soon as you hit another speed bump, what was it going to feel like? Mm-hmm. Well, they've run into the speed bump.
Yeah.
And the speed bump wears orange uniforms.
Bryce Matthews.
Yeah, Bryce Matthews.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
And because this is an Astros team, as you pointed out, they're pretty injured themselves.
Yeah.
They're missing a lot of key guys.
I mean, you want to talk about strength of teams, though. Obviously, pitching is a strength of the Houston Astros. They have their top 4 bullpen arms all have ERAs of 2.58 or lower. That's how you win games.
Wow.
And last night, the Diamondbacks even got a break because they didn't go to Hader in the 9th inning. They got another lefty, and it looked like it was going to work out for him, and it still didn't.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, there was certainly, I'm not going to say a final nail, but the penultimate nail, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Last night.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Murata. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.